There it is. Good morning. For a change, I slept last night. Unusual for me. Where you go to bed, Michelle? It's not going to be that long. I have a list. I'm going to go through the list and then I got to go on with the day. Because I actually have to leave the house today. That way, this won't be so hard to watch back or long to watch back. I have to do all the other readings for the other channel too today, since we only have like one more day left in the month. And then after I do that, then I'll be done for the next 2 weeks. But I'll wait 5 minutes. No, that's fake. And then we'll get started. Yeah, I like these too. They're not completely broken in because I don't use them a lot. They're transition too, so they go dark when you go outside. But they squeeze the side of the head though, so I can't wear them all day. Good morning, everybody. Uh-oh, you flipped. This reading is about a bunch of things. I have like 15 readings to do. Good morning, good early morning, California. Is it 5 o'clock there? I am in Florida, K-Scar. Springtime in Arizona. Y'all get what, 2 seasons like we do? Well, good, Trisha. Hot and less hot. That's what it is here too. Hi, puppy dog. It's cool and sunny. No, I woke up like 2 hours ago or so. Morning, Linda. All right, we will get started. I'll do the the celebrity stuff first. I only got 2 or so. Then we'll move those out of the way. Yeah, when I was in Arizona once. When I lived there I only spent one winter there. Now it gets cold, of course, because it's a desert, but it's like at nighttime. It's the same place. It's just a backdrop. So we're going to do Harvey Weinstein, see how he's feeling with his walker. When he got his verdict, he suddenly didn't need the walker anymore. I found that interesting. So let's see how he feels here. 10 of Cups. Y'all can't see that. I won't bother showing you the cards, but 10 of Cups. Strength. The Devil. Two of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. Queen of Swords. 8 of Wands. So, how does he feel? Right now, because he apparently is going to be sentenced to Riker Island, he wants to go to the Pennsylvania jail, like where Bill Cosby is, where you can have a phone and you can tweet and you can talk, and it's basically, a resort, just jail. The one Martha Stewart went to. But he's having a very, very hard time with the law, with the 5 of Pentacles here, and the 7 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. And it's actually just getting started, because I have 7 of Pentacles, which is investing or waiting or patience or something that is yet to be reaped. And then the Queen of Swords, which is a law card. And he does have more cases where in New York or LA, something like that. So the 8 of Wands just means that there's going to be more communication, more transition, more stuff that's going to happen. He's going to do a lot more talking. Or someone on his behalf will do a lot more talking. Let me clarify. The Moon, yeah, there's going to be a little more. There's going to be some more accusations too. Like this is not over. Because the Devil and the 2 of Pentacles means that there is going to be more drama, no more. He may have also some people out there to intimidate some of the witnesses or some of the people that are coming forward. Maybe scaring, because someone is going to try to scare people from continuing to come out. And so maybe they'll try to make an example out of one person. But this is just beginning for him. He may have some issues because he did have a surgery, but yeah. Boo-hoo for you. You spent your entire life being a lecherous, disgusting person. So no one's crying for you at all. Because you didn't need that walker when you were assaulting people and abusing people and using your power over people. So no one cares. We don't feel bad for you. So let's see. Sofia Vergara is going to join the cast of America's Got Talent. And I want to know, will there be any backlash against her for this? And the reason I ask is because when there's a job out there in Hollywood and it's vacated by weird circumstances, or it seems as though the person was kind of like the Oscars, how they have no host, is because Kevin Hart sort of got pushed out in an unceremonious fashion. And since he got pushed out that way, there is this this sort of, wait 1 second. There is this sort of stigma against taking the job for anybody now. And so since Gabrielle Union's exit from America's Got Talent was so contentious, or, was in the news and it was full of drama, will people see Sofia Vergara as, I guess, stepping over Gabrielle to take this job? Or will it be okay and they can sort of see that it's not like she had anything to do with it? So, Emperor. So let's see. Well, good morning, Tara. I don't think she's going to be there long. I get the world, which is a cycle that's complete, and the Four of Swords. So I think the drama around that position is sort of stopped or it's halted. But there is something about finances with the Knight of Pentacles and the High Priestess. So there might be something there about money that causes her to either want to renegotiate or move on with the Six of Swords. And the Knight of Staffs in the end, she may have some contention with the person who works there. It will be reminiscent of the past, so maybe this is a Simon thing. But she won't be there. She'll be there probably a season. But no backlash. But it's going to be not the best of working experiences, though. So let's see. We'll start with Paul Ryan and Fox News. Paul Ryan works at Fox News Corp. Or Fox Corp. He doesn't work for Fox News, but he works for the company that owns Fox News. Hi, Sandy. Because there is Disney bought all the other stuff from Fox, like Fox 21st Century and all that, but they didn't buy Fox News and Fox Corp. Somebody else has that mess. I kind of wish they did buy it. That way they can sort of tamper down some of the garbage, but I guess you shut down one, they'll just pop up with another. So Fox News and Paul Ryan. Hi, Sharon. Will you what's the question? It's like post-Trump, Fox News has to rebrand themselves as being Republican all along. So will Paul Ryan, I just thought about this the other day. Hi, Brenda. Paul Ryan ran with Mitt Romney. I forgot all about that. I forgot that he ran as the VP for Mitt Romney. And so he said Mitt Romney did the wrong thing with voting against Trump in the Senate impeachment trial. or removal trial. And so now that post-Trump, Mitt Romney will be the he's leader now of the new old Republican Party. So what will Paul Ryan do with Fox News and Fox Noise when Trump is out of office? Will they just pretend that they were on Romney's side all along, or will they create a whole new party or a whole new, what is going to be the messaging coming out of fixed noise, as Keith Olbermann used to say? What's going to be? Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands, Six of Swords, Five of Swords, Temperance, Six of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Chariot. So yeah, they will be moving forward with a messaging first of how Trump was maybe robbed, because there will be a defense here with the Seven of Wands, but there's also the Queen of Swords there too. So this is like there's a miscarriage of justice type of things that's going to be going on with fixed noise. But there will be a slow transition into the to the more moderate Republican Party, or the Republican Party as it used to be. So they will try to move forward back into that. There will be a defeat here of the White House. So there's going to be a defeat in the White House with Fox Noise as well. And then the Chariot. So there's going to be this slow movement back to the center, away from the Trumpian party, because they're going to have to try to rally and say that we need to beat them in November type of thing. You know, when you have the two, not the two midterm elections. And so we need to rally the troops and say how awful the current president is doing, and how it would be so bad, and da-da-da-da-da. So they are going to rebrand their messaging because they have to. But it's going to be a slow thing. It's going to transition from he was robbed to Mitt Romney was right all along, and we need to be more of a unified party, da-da-da-da-da. Which is a mess. So Roger Stone is not getting a new trial, but will he get a pardon? Well, let's look. Is it confirmed? I do believe it's confirmed. He is not getting a new trial. I believe. Thank you guys for modding, by the way, too. I used to like that too. Norm. All the good shows. So let's read on his fate. I won't read on all that other stuff. What's his fate? The Lovers. Six of Wands is going to have a victory around his relationship. So maybe he's getting his pardon, by the way. Two of Pentacles. Right now, Apparently, the advisors to Donald Trump are telling Donald Trump not to pardon Roger Stone because it's going to look bad and da 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 da. Yeah, I seen that last night. Jen said he wasn't getting one. I don't think he's getting one either. But okay, then I'll ask then and see. Thank you, Tallulah, to see if he's going to get a new trial. But right now, thank you, Meter. I did a reading on 5G. Just look in the channel; it's in there. And 5G is actually in my area now too. But it seems as though he's going to have a victory around his relationship. The Sun, Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. There is, I think the imbalance here may be his new trial, because there's something that's being abandoned. And so if he does not get a new trial, I think he'll have a victory around the relationship. So he's going to be safe with that, because him and Trump are attacking the juror who they had a chance to replace and they didn't. So I don't want to hear that garbage. Judgment and Queen of Pentacles. So I think his victory is going to lie within old boy in the White House and not with the judge, but I'll see. We'll do 5 cards here. King of Cups. So there is the judge is in a bit of a, not dilemma, but she's having a change of perspective, or she's taking in information. I'll say it that way. But there will be something new here with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups, but it's not necessarily a new trial. But there are 2 things new, and it's around money and security. So there could be, one could be a sentencing, and one could be something to do with bail, or something to do with money, something to do with money of some sort. I don't know if he's going to get fined. I don't know if it's something to do with money. So he could get fined, or he could get some sort of probation or some sort of something. But she's still weighing some options. Oddly enough, she's taking in more information. But there could be. I doubt very seriously there will be a new trial, but it could be. We'll do one more. There's that Lovers again. Because I think whatever happens in the end, he gets what he wants. Yeah, I think in the end, he gets what he wants, whether the trial goes new or not. But we'll see. Marie Yovanovitch has a book that's going to come out in like 2024 or something like that, or next year. And I'm thinking, if you're going to put out a book, because it's not necessarily about Trump, it's about a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like her life, her job, and then her job, of course, details what happened with Trump. But I'm like, put it up now. That way, you know. But that's just me being petty. I would put it out now just to stick it to the orange guy. But, you know, I'm petty like that. She's a little more mature than I am. So, will your book be successful? And what will it mean for Trump? Let's see. Because by that time, if he does not get reelected, then if he does not get reelected, then it's not going to mean anything for Trump, because who cares by that time? Because he's going to have a whole bunch of problems on his plate. We did the Ides of March in the last stream. I don't know where it is to tell you to go look for it, though. So I'll try to remember to do it by the end of this, but I have a list I have to do first. So how will your book do, and what will it mean for Trump, the Chariot and Queen of Wands? Four of Wands and the Three of Cups. There will be a celebration. And it will be a celebration around a entity. So I think her publishing company will definitely love this. Three of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles. It will not be received very well by those who are anti-Yovanovitch. They will discredit the crap out of the book and out of her, and Fox News will have a field day with it. Maybe something in it does not quite check out. I don't know. But they may just try to take little pieces of her life and flip those as well. But financially, it'll do fine. The world will see this, and it will be talked about, like, a lot. So on both sides. So the right will hate it. The left will tout it as the new Bible. So they will talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. Because if he does not get reelected, then the left is going to beat him up like nobody's business. And they're going to talk about how awful he was and how this and this and this and this, because there are indictments waiting on him, and there are court cases waiting on him, and there are things that he will no longer be able to pull off because he doesn't have bar and minutia. And so Letitia will then be able to sink her teeth further into him. So he's going to have a really, really hard time 2021 going forward if he does not get reelected. If he gets reelected, then he can beat the statute of limitations. But if he does not get reelected, then his whole entire life is going to go to crap, like, really fast. But her book will be a big topic of conversation. Devin Nunes, what do you get out of denying Russia's involvement? Because he said that Russia is not meddling in our elections, which, of course, everyone in the intelligence agency disagrees. So what are you getting out of this? Eight of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. There's messaging, money, land. Nine of Cups. The World. Eight of Cups. The Sun. Seven of Swords. The Fool. Two of Cups. Okay, so he gets actually quite a bit. First, he gets, there's something about money and land, so I'm going to go with tax avoidance or a lowering or possibly even elimination of tax liability. The Eight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles together is telling me that he is getting away from land and money obligations. So there is something about property tax or tax avoidance, something like that. I bet you anything that his house may be listed under a LLC, or his wine company may be his residence or something like that. Something in his taxes or in his documents say that it's got some little tricky languages to where he is paying little to zero taxes. His greed is not going to be shown. So there's also some maybe changing of laws or changing of legal something. There's something legal documents or legal something tangible, something you can look at and see that has been altered or changed, but it's not an illegal change. It's just a loophole that he gets to jump through because there are people in place that help him jump through it, even though it shouldn't be allowed. It is. Because he gets the World, that's world events, the Sun, and the Fool, which he and Donald Trump are thick as thieves. So what Donald Trump can get away with, he's getting away with currently because of the relationships with the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups and the Lovers are side by side. So he is deep and thick in thieves with these people. So there is a lot of skating on money, skating on taxes, skating on something. But he's got a LLC or something. Him and his wine thing are a lot more shady than you would think. It's his taxes. So let's see. Larry Girl is usually in the chat. She just kind of lurks. Because, and okay, let me address this right now, and we're not going to talk about it anymore, and I don't want a whole bunch of comments about it either. So here in this chat, we're not going to do a bunch of back and forth and arguing, and nobody's going to be calling anybody names covertly or incovertly. That's period, point blank. I'll block whoever it is that's doing it. That's number one. Number two, everybody is welcomed in my chat. If you have a problem with me or if you have a problem with somebody in the chat, you can go elsewhere. This is free. I didn't charge you to come in, so you can go somewhere else. Okay? Number three, we're all grown. Let's act like it. But if you feel as though there's somebody in here bothering you, let us know, and then we can address that. But we're not going to be doing a bunch of back and forth and arguing and all that kind of mess. The reason she doesn't comment a whole lot is because when some people in this chat, I ain't calling nobody names, comment, they feel as though somebody else is attacking them for what they believe, what they say, who they like, or something like that. So that stops today. In here, I can't control everybody else's chat room, but this one in here, it stops. So let's move on. We ain't going to talk about it and talk about something else. Let's keep it going. Okay. So we did that one Sunday. Don't want to do that one again. Who is that? Oh, there was another. I ain't doing her. I don't care. I had an Amber Heard reading, but I don't really care about her. Okay, now this one. So the FCC sued YouTube or sued Google, right? And Google reacted very badly. Well, sort of. Google was tracking information from children to target them with ads and stuff like that. But the FCC says you can't do that. And so YouTube says, okay, we're not doing that. A private watchdog group said, well, actually, YouTube, you're still doing that. And so when the FCC looked into it, they said, oh, yeah, you are still doing that. So we're going to fine you $43,000 per occurrence, which equaled like $100 million. And so YouTube, Google, the Alphabet company, which owns Google and YouTube, is $1 trillion company. They paid out $100 million, which is a lot. But when you're $1 trillion company, I mean, come on, it's like this, you know. And so anyway, and counting nobody money, but still. So they put it out there that you have to go in and say whether or not your channel targets children, whether you make videos that are for children and all this other kind of stuff with the COPPA stuff, right? So it all went left field. A bunch of people left YouTube because they do things that look like they're for children, even though the FCC says that there is a loophole that some people can jump through. YouTube is Google. Google owns YouTube. The company is called Alphabet. Alphabet owns Google. Google owns YouTube. And so now New Mexico is suing Google. So there's another lawsuit. So I don't really care how this is going to affect them. I want to know how it's going to affect us. Let's see. Will this, disrupt anything going on here? Because they'll be all right. But, the baby channels is the one who hits the worst. The big channels, they draw ad money. So if you draw ad money, then they'll let you get away with anything. I watch a person, they have 4 million subscribers or something like that. And every third word is a curse word. Now, it's funny to me because I like seasoned language, but I couldn't do that. Not that I want to either, but I couldn't. So let's see. How would it affect us? Because you know what they're going to do. They're going to put something in the terms and conditions that nobody reads. King of Pentacles, Chariot, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords. They are going to settle the case, or something is going to... the case will be quiet and over with. It's not going to be a big contentious thing. And Temperance, King of Cups, Six of Cups. Yeah, it'll be kind of like the past. There's no real big change. I get Knight of Cups, so it'll be superficial. Yeah, it's not a big deal. So sigh of relief. So, who is this? Oh, that's over. This is old stuff. That's over. My list got very small just now. Oh yeah, I did a reading a long time ago about Trump's reelection chances, and then I pit him up against everybody and forgot Bernie Sanders, just like the rest of the media does. So, or they purposely ignore him. I just forgot. So let's look and see. I did 5 cards over here, 5 cards over here, something like that. See what his chances are at beating Bernie Sanders. So, Donald Trump. Let's look and see. So Donald Trump gets 4 of Wands, Page of Wands, 5 of Cups, Hangman, 8 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. So we have messaging around the White House. There is imbalance around something being stuck. So there is his plans aren't working. There's a powerlessness there. And 5 of Cups and the Hangman is a not defeat, but disappointment around perspective change or sacrifice. Bernie Sanders gets the Devil, 5 of Swords, Page of Swords, which is all bad, 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups, and the Sun. And the reason it's all bad is because of what's going on around him. He can beat Donald Trump, but he has to beat the DNC first. Because the Devil and the 2 of Cups are people that's supposed to be on your side as the 2 of Cups. That's people who are supposed to be your people that you're in cooperation with. And so they believe that his socialist policies, thank you, Suzanne. They believe his socialist policies are easy to fight against because they can scare everybody and say that he's coming for your guns, he's coming for your money, he's going to give everything away to the takers and all this type of stuff. And so they believe that's easy to fight against. Joe Biden and Bloomberg and Steyer, they're more centrist, middle of the road or right-leaning, and so they attract the other Democrats. But anywho, oh yeah, Lena did a reading. Lena Rodriguez, Tarot Down Under. The Intrepid One. She did a reading and was asking why no protest? Like, why are there no mass protests in the country? Especially since, if you look at the major milestones of the past, civil rights and women's rights and all these other type of things, then there's always been this mass movement, this mass protest. Why is there not one for this? So let's look and see. I just feel as though it's easy to become disenchanted when you see nothing change. And you go out, you protest, and nothing happens. And then you look at your politicians and they don't heed your warnings, they don't heed your calls, and the election is so far away that Being disenchanted is an easy thing to be. So let's see. 9 of Pentacles and 2 of Pentacles. So right off the bat, 9 of Pentacles is security and 2 of Pentacles is a sort of a not lack of security, but it's an imbalance. And I think if things were more dire, 6 of Pentacles, oddly enough, is called equality in this deck. But if there was a greater lack of balance, King of Swords, 2 of Wands, Temperance, Page of Cups, King of Cups. What it seems to me, since it ends in the King of Cups, is there is this notion that what we need to do right now is vote. That, first of all, is winter. Secondly, our lives are a little more complicated right now. You know, we have our stuff that we still have to do. Like, protesting is not priority, is how it looks here. Because you have this imbalance and you have this temperance card. It's like temperance is like a slow healing type card. It's sobriety. But it's not quick. It's not something that happens overnight. This is not that Knight of Swords energy that gets us out in the street and says, you know, we need to go and storm 1600 Pennsylvania or something like that. You know, this is not that. This is, let's wait it out. Let's see how it works. And we're going to vote. We're going to go this whole system, you know, just fall in line where we can. But civil disobedience and civil action and civil, all this other type of stuff is not here. Like, the fear is the Fool, naturally, but he pops up in here twice. And there's just a lack of fight against him because right now, we're just not that era. We're not those people that are going to get out in the streets and march and protest. Even though we should, we don't. It's not Knight of Swords energy. It's not a let's get out there and knock something over type of thing. It's just, it'll be over when it's over. We'll complain about it until it's over. It's like summertime and wintertime. But I just don't see, there's no real passion there. I don't see the passion in the card. It doesn't come out. There's no anger. There is quiet anger. Like, we talk to amongst each other in anger, but do we call the senators? Do we call the this? Do we write that? Do we? No. So energy is just focused elsewhere. So Netanyahu, will you be reelected? Despite your corruption charges. That's true too, Cap's mom. Those who took to the streets. It's a bygone thing. Even the Women's March, I mean, where is it at? Let's bring it back. Ain't doing that either. Netanyahu. Will you be re-elected? It's looking good right now. Ace of Cups and the Hermit. 3 of Pentacles is... I feel like there's something new. Like, what would he do that's new? Because the 5 of Cups is disappointment. And the Moon and the 3 of Cups. Like he has some other kind of alliance. So here's what I think. Either he doesn't get legitimately elected or he gets reelected. Because he has, but there's something new. There's something new. Like either he moves on, he gets some sort of new position, or he keeps his current position, but not legitimately. I don't know. Let me use this. I have no clue. He's something new. He gets something new. But what? Why is everything upside down? Yeah, there's, because I just drew King of Cups and King of Pentacle. He's working with somebody to steal this thing. Don't know how, but he's got the wolf and the serpent. Well, you can't see that. The wolf and the serpent here too. And then the moon, serendipity, the spider, and the spirit. I'm going to say yes. Hopefully not, but I'm going to just say yes. Because it's a very strong possibility that he's working with someone. Who? I don't know. That's King of Cups. I'm going to ask one more time. Will he be re-elected? Got the star. Hope for the future. You can't see that. So yeah, I'm going to go with yes, he will. So let's see. So this Vallow woman who went to Hawaii while her two children were missing, who was arrested in Hawaii and sent back to somewhere, and then they're going to send her back to Idaho. Right now, they are working to get her bail reduced from $5 million. I didn't read the article to figure out why it was that high, but maybe it's because she's the primary suspect. I don't know. But I just want to know what her fate is going to be. Like when this is all said and done, what happens? All right. So we get the Hierophant, the 10 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands. There will be a long, arduous trial. The Hierophant is the government or the court system. There will be the 10 of Wands, which is something that will be weighing her down, and the 7 of Wands is her defense. So this is going to be a long, ridiculous thing, like a Casey Anthony type thing. 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. There will be a lot. This will become one of those things where people are just tired of seeing it, but they're engrossed, and so they have to go through to the end. But there will be also a lot of money spent on this. There's also something around the disappearance of the children that will be hitting the news soon. 5 of Wands and the Page of Cups. There's a struggle. Something will show signs of a struggle. I don't know what. But I believe her car or someone's car has a lot of information in the back seat of a car. Don't know why, but it does. So we shall see. Yeah, then I get the Chariot in the Fear. There's something about a car in the back seat of a car specifically. We'll see what that brings forth. Then the Sun and the 6 of Swords. There will be some light shown upon the travel. Why she went, because she went technically overseas because she went to Hawaii. So there will, over the water, it says. There will be a reason behind that, and that we will also see. The 4 of Swords means she will spend a lot of time in jail just throughout the trial because she's not going to be out. Because don't you have to pay like 10% of your bail, which is what, $500,000 or something like that? And so she didn't have that. 7 of Cups is her. So here's the thing. This could be like the Casey Anthony thing, to where if she didn't do it, you can't try her for murder. Where you can try her for murder, but you can't find her guilty of it because you can't connect her directly to it. So then in the end, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. Her tide does change, or her fortune does change. The truth will come out and there will be a judgment. I just can't get it to say that she's going to jail forever. I didn't get an 8 of Swords or a Hangman or anything like that. But there is something, like, I don't see her going to jail forever. I mean, this is only the beginning. Yes, but I don't see it. But I see that there will be a lot more revelation. And if something can be tied to her, then she can spend at least 7 to up years in jail for conspiracy, or not conspiracy, but conspiracy to commit child neglect, something. And it's like a few charges, but one of them, the word just flashed and then it left me. Not conspiracy to commit. It's like what's the word? Anyway, it's like if you hired somebody, that type of thing. Because that's what I see her thing. That's what I see that she did. Is that somebody was paid? Like this was a transaction. There was something here transactional, and so we'll see what happens. So USA Today did a story about this school. I should have wrote the name down, but this was a while ago that I seen this. They did a story about this school that lost accreditation under Betsy DeVos, but was allowed to operate anyway, even though it had no staff and no students, but it was still getting money. So under Betsy DeVos, the educational department opened a probe. So I want to see what happens with the probe. I'm in my house, Terry. And so, thank you, Joanne. Good morning to you. So, Betsy DeVos allowed, because the accreditation department went over there and was like, we don't see any signs of a staff or a school, so we can't accredit you, even though they were received an accreditation letter and all. Like once USA Today started digging, then the accreditation agency started pulling back its support for this school. And then Betsy DeVos had no problem with them operating. But now that it has hit the press, now she's opening a probe. So, Betsy DeVos, what is going to become of your probe? What are you going to find? Something tells me nothing because they're not actually looking for anything. Page of Cups and Nine of Pentacles. Surprise around money and status. Seven of Swords. Sneaky, lying. Knight of Cups. The Facade. The Hangman. The Four of Pentacles. Three of Wands. Five of Wands. Ace of Wands. And the Emperor. So here's the thing. Whoever had this little school open or whatever it was probably missed a payment or two to Betsy and her yacht club or whatever it was. So now there's a probe. So we have the Page of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. There is a surprise around money. Seven of Swords and the Hangman means that there is a sacrifice around a sneaky plan. There is Knight of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and Five of Wands. There will be some bickering. There will be some withholding information. So there's going to be a lot more to this that we're never going to know because it's going to get buried. Because in the end, the Emperor, so it will look like she has come down on the side of corruption. This is what it's going to look like. Or she's looked like she has come down on corruption. That's what it's going to look like. But the information is actually gone. Four of Pentacles, somebody has it and it's never coming back. So it's going to look like, and there's even money in this car, like somebody's fighting over money. So it's going to look like she has opened this probe. She found the people responsible. She held them responsible and everything's done. But that's not actually what's going to happen because the people in charge of the school can't even be reached for comment and all this type of stuff. So it's not going to actually have a legitimate outcome, but we are going to see one in the news. Just know that, well, let me ask, because why is it illegitimate? Is she behind it? Is she just involved? Why? Why the illegitimacy? Why? There's a change. Change in money. That's why. Now, I said that as a joke, but it looks like that's kind of what's coming up. Somebody may have stopped paying because there's a change to finances with the 10 of Pentacles and the Death card, and then the Chariot and the 9 of Cups. So there's like the greed, and it slowed down. King of Swords and the Lovers. The partnership has dissolved. So, yeah, there's something that she was getting some payback from, not payback, but you know what I mean, payout from, and it's either stopped or slowed down, and so now we have a probe open because this place existed for the longest time because Obama shut something down to where this in particular place or these in particular type of things could not exist. And then once Betsy got in, then that provision went away naturally, just kind of like the CDC thing with the disease control thing that Obama put into place that Trump took away from. So he put all these safeguards into place, and then Trump and his administration destroyed them all. And so now we have this situation as well. So she is connected with a phantom school. The school doesn't actually exist. Lord, if that doesn't give you any more motivation to go vote, then I don't know what's going to do it. So let's look and see. The Pope had the sniffles the other day. Let's just see if he's all right. Let's do these first. We'll do something a little softer. Yeah, Michelle, it's just a green screen. So let's look at the Pope. Make sure he's all right. Money, money, money. The root to all evil. The love of it, anyway. So I'll do 3 cards with the Oracle and see. So he is under the weather, but he'll be fine. As of right now. To the sea just means part of something bigger. Breathe is meditation, slowing things down. TikTok is divine timing. So wisdom, action, and discernment means that he has a medical team that is probably the best in the world because he's the Pope. So he's a big deal to that culture. So it's not like, he got his doctor out the mall or something. This is a whole different thing. So he'll be fine as of right now. Let's see what this says. Yeah, Ace of Wands, new action. 10 of Cups, this is his team. The strength around it. 4 of Wands, that's the actual hospitals. 3 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of action around it, so this is not something that's end of the world because, like I said, he's well looked after, so that'll be fine. So I said this a long time ago. There is no such thing in this country as them. It is always us. And the reason why it is always us is because depending on the in particular happenings or goings-ons or situations in the world, that can be you. So, for instance, when you had the Black Lives Matter protests because brown and black people were being shot by the police, there was no them. This was always us, even if it wasn't happening to you. And the reason why this was us, again, is because when the situation changes, then it becomes you. And so what you would want is for whoever was just afflicted with an injustice to be on your side. So when you have a president that comes out and attacks Mexicans, it is not them. That too is also us, because the next time someone decides to target a group, it might be the group you're in. With the transgender ban and the military, that was not a them, that was also an us. Because if they can do it to them, they'll do it to us. Injustice, how does it go? Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So it's not a them, it's always an us. So with that being said, with this corona scare, now there is amped up racism against Asian Americans, or just Asians, period. So again, it is not a them problem. It is an us problem. Because if they'll do it to them, they'll do it to you. And if they'll do it to you, they'll do it to me. So, will this age, because I see it already, will this be ramped up? Will racism against Asians be amplified in the coming months? Queen of Pentacles, that's my America card. The Magician, the Lovers, Four of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Knight of Wands. Believe it or not, I believe there will be some in the government that are going to take the initiative to tamper this down. Because I get the Queen of Wands and the Magician, or the Queen of Pentacles and the Magician, which means those with the power or those with the platform will come out and speak. Because I get the Hierophant and the Lovers, so they will have alliances in the government. Four of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. There will also be some very strong messages coming out of the House of Representatives too, and people very close to the top of that. And then we will have a moving away from this situation. The worry, of course, is still there until the CDC or whoever says that all is good. But the worry is still there, but the racism part of it will be tampered down. So good news on that front, at least. Lord. What a way to end. Bernard Schwartz is an investor or investor banker or something. He does, by Noel, he has a, he's rich by investments or some sort like that. I forget what he's called exactly. But he runs one of these little PACs that support Democratic nominees. Not that having a lot of money is a bad thing. But when you have a lot of money in politics, you tend to want to buy your politicians. And so he's one of these people. So he has been sending messages. He has tried to have meetings with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, saying that they need to get behind a candidate that is not Bernie Sanders. They have to do whatever it is that they need to do to stop him. And as you see with all of the left-wing media, I mean, they kind of follow suit. Chris Matthews akin him to Nazis and all, like, they come out with these weird messaging, and they highlight speeches from Klobuchar and Biden and Pete, but Bernie Sanders is like, oh, by the by, there's this old guy running for president. I mean, you can look at it if you want to, but how about over here with Biden and Klobuchar? So he's kind of getting that treatment everywhere. So this guy, Bernard Schwartz, the investment banker, is saying that Pelosi and Schumer need to rally the troops to stop Bernie Sanders. So what I want to know yes, he is. So what I want to know is, bye, Shirley. Will Pelosi and Schumer band together with other Democrats against Bernie Sanders? Pelosi has come out and said that she would be comfortable. That's how it was phrased in the headline. She would be comfortable with Bernie Sanders as the nominee. This is what she said, apparently. I don't know what Chuck Schumer said, but I'm sure it was like this when he said it. So let's see. Will they band to... Thank you, Debbie. Good morning to you, or have a good morning. Is it still morning? Yes, it is. Will they come together against him? No. The Empress, Six of Swords, there's a transition to a new life. Like no. Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords means that there will be something just. It will be around support, so they will let the chips fall where they may. Because what they want is for Pelosi, Schumer, and Obama to, endorse. They want them to endorse a candidate now, other than Bernie Sanders. But you get the Ten of Wands, King of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. They know what's at stake. They have to beat the King of Swords. He is a bigger problem than Bernie Sanders. They have to beat Donald Trump. Because there is the death card in the end, so there is going to be the major change. The major change is the way things used to be in the DNC, DCCC, and on the left is they go with the moderate candidate or the Republican light. So they go with that person because they will be the middle of the road. They will be socially liberal, so you can smoke your weed and be gay, but they will be fiscally conservative, which means we will still give you food stamps and Social Security, but we are also going to protect the 1% too. And so they want that person, sure, but they're not going to risk everything to stop Bernie Sanders because this is more important. This is what those two in particular, I'm really getting this Nancy. This is really where she is. Like, because she hates Donald Trump. She may not ever say it because she has class, but she hates him. He's like that rock in the shoe type thing to her. So at least that's one powerful Democrat that is not gunning for Bernie Sanders. Have you ever tried this? Oh, it disappears in the thing. It's Sprite Ginger. The further back you get, I think it can. Anyway, It's awful. But I bought a whole 12 pack, so now I got to drink it. Okay, where are we at? 1 hour, 21 minutes. Okay. I'm done. I need to do my other readings. So I'll see y'all Sunday. Because I don't have anything else here. Yeah. I'll see y'all Sunday. I need to do... No, I don't want to read on the coronavirus. I think... I don't want to create a thing. Pandemic. It's like I don't want to panic people about coronavirus. Enough people have already read on it. I think it's out there. I always say go to Dr. Victoria Scaribo from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center up there in Massachusetts. She did a reading on the coronavirus that pretty much said everything I wanted to say. So there's that. So I'll see y'all Sunday. I'm going to do Donald's March and the Ides of March in 2 separate videos. I'll try to release those today sometime. Try to. Let you know how that goes. So I'll see y'all later.